Hi, I'm Nyasha. I'm 12 years old, and my two sisters were organ and tissue donors, and my brother was a kidney recipient. I feel that I can make a difference in people's lives by telling my story because I know that it can save lives and it can affect people.
My first two daughters, Sharon and Tanisha, died in 1985, and they were able to be organ and tissue donors. Tanisha was the youngest one. She was one, and she did have a lot of personality. She liked to ride the merry-go-round, and she was very manipulative about getting things that she wanted. So I thought it was very appropriate that she be a donor when she died because she was very giving. She had a nice spirit, and she was able only to donate her corneas, but through her gifts, two people were able to see. And then Sharon was 3, and she was the big sister and always trying to be bossy and trying to get her way with everything. She was actually able to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. She donated multiple organs. She also donated her skin and her bones, and she also donated her corneas. And through her gifts, I can imagine that people are living fuller lives. Their families are enjoying time with them that they would not have otherwise had. I'm also the stepmother of PJ, and that's Nyasha's brother, who died in September of 2009 from end-stage renal failure and complications of not having a second transplant.
PJ, he was a very funny person, and he was also very sarcastic. He was shorter, so my brother used to make fun of him. But so he was short, but he was really funny, and so we always had fun together, and he would make jokes, and I would laugh, and it was always really fun. We were very close. We actually, when he did dialysis at home, I used to play dialysis with him, so I would stick stuff on my belly like he was doing, because I thought it was a game, because I didn't understand. But we were very close.
I think that if we had more donors, it is very possible he would have received another transplant and would not have had to die at such a young age.
Even though they've passed away, they're still alive in ways, and their story still goes on. I do talk to my friends. Some of them don't understand, so that's why I explain it to them. And one of my friends actually told me that she decided to become a donor because her father passed away, and she didn't realize that he could have been a donor, and he could have saved people's lives at the same time.
My name's Lucy Maranan. I'm 17 years old, and on the hospital I was in and out when I got sick. I had to get dialysis Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, which was painful because of all the medicine, but after that it was fine. A day before my kidney transplant, I got very sick, and they told me I actually gone, and they brought me back. I was sleepy every day. I will not go outside play. I'll be home every day sick. I will not have energy. I couldn't even eat what I wanted, and even if I did, I wasn't hungry at all. They told me that it was my kidney, and they told me they were gonna put me on the waiting list, which was really long, so my mom said she was gonna get tested. In 2005, she gave me her kidney, and after that, all my energy came back. I was able to walk faster. I wouldn't get tired. I was able to go back to my life.
Hi, my name is John Hochstein. I'm a freshman at high school, and I'm a heart transplant recipient. When I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. My heart was failing.
The doctor came in and basically said that John's heart was functioning at 6%, and they needed to admit him to the hospital. And John was admitted to the ICU, and the doctors tried for several months to keep his own heart, because that's better, and make it well. And they decided finally on January 21st of 1999 to list him for transplant. And it was about 3 weeks later that we did get the word that they had a heart available. And it happened to be just in the nick of time, because John at that point had taken a turn for the worst and was admitted to the ICU again, and was had to put on what's called a balloon pump to help his heart function enough to produce the blood for his body. We didn't know it at the time, but the doctors said that they didn't expect John to live through the night when they received the heart. And there was a lot of mixed emotions when we heard the news about the heart being available, because we were happy for us, but very sad for the other family. You're happy for you, but you know that another family is going through a tragic time, and you're so grateful to them in their moment of sadness that they were able to be unselfish and think of somebody else and donate their child's organs.
I was saved and I was able to recover and play sports. Now, I'm a freshman at high school and participate in the weight room and many other sports. I can do anything and everything.
Paul was born with red hair, red eyebrows, red eyelashes, and believe it or not, copper-colored eyes. And he was born into this world with a voice for all to hear. Our house was always filled with laughter and conversation and music when Paul was around. He would walk in the door from the time he was a little guy playing with friends. He would walk in the door and just bound up the stairs and holler, "I'm home," and just was filled with laughter and joy, and his little crooked grin and his big eyes. He truly loved life.
He was also quite the outdoorsman, fisherman. He and I, through Scouts, did some really high adventure things. We both learned to scuba dive, which was quite an adventure for Dad. And we scuba dived the Florida Keys, and we traveled to the far reaches of northern Canada to do canoeing in the wilderness together.
Around midnight, he was driving on a windy, curvy road. It was a dangerous road, had a lot of ditches in it, but it was a shortcut we always took. And on that particular night, it was raining. It looked like he swerved maybe to avoid something, and at that point he went into a ditch and his car rolled. And he was pinned in the car. The hospital had to fly a helicopter. The brain trauma that he suffered was very bad. And friends were so deeply affected by this. His friends came immediately, within just a couple of hours. At the high school came out in droves and supporting us not only at the hospital but at the high school. And these kids had big banners that everybody would come at lunch and they would sign the banners, get well banners for Paul, hoping that he would make it through. It affected the community so deeply, and it affected these kids so much.
I guess when you're 15, 16, 17, 18, you think you're going to live forever. And certainly Paul was a daring guy. And I'm sure he never had one thought that he was going to be in a tragic car accident.
We wanted him to be a donor. He had already made that decision. He was already a donor. He was already on the list. I know it was a decision that he made thinking that, oh, if anything ever happened to me, sure, I'd be a donor, no big deal, you know. But you never think that this might actually happen, where you might actually end up in a situation where your life would be ended and where you would be giving to others. And yet, that was the blessing in Paul's death. He was able to help other people. He helped 69 people in 16 different states, some of them children, some of them teenagers, and some of them adults. But he did choose to give that gift so that if ever anything did happen, it would come back as his legacy, that he was able to help, that he was able to give the gift of life or the gift of enhancing life to others.
I volunteer for organ donation awareness because it saved my life, and I would like to spread the word so other people become organ donors so that other people can have the opportunity that I had, a second chance at life.
For my brother, I know how it affects people to be able to get a transplant and how it makes them feel so much better.
Because it's important for other people to know that other people are sick. They have to be waiting a long time. Some people don't know how many people are on the waiting list. So they have to know so they can help.
Donate Life, Virginia.
Dona Vida, Virginia.
It saves lives, and it's very important to make a difference.